Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? Welcome to my channel. My name is Tina. So today I'm gonna do another craft with me video, and this time some of you have requested for me to show you how I make my mini albums, and this is gonna be my 2 envelope mini album. You have a flap here, and it is so easy to make. So I'm gonna show you how I make it. And the stuff you're gonna need, just use whatever you have in your stash. You're gonna need 2 envelopes, and this is about 6¼ by 4½. These are the cards and envelope from Dollar Tree. Just don't go too big, because then these cardstocks won't fit. So you're gonna need 2 of those. For the cover, I'm using the 110 pounds cardstock from Michaels. So you're gonna need 1 of those. And then for the inserts, I have the 65-pound paper. And don't worry because this is gonna be pretty thick by the time you cover your inserts with your designer paper. So you're gonna need about 3 of those. Of course, the paper pad that you wanna use, I had this in my stash for over 2 years. It's called Tropic Vacation, and I wanna use it up. Scissors, bone folder, a ruler, and for adhesive, I like using both double-sided tape and my tacky glue. You're gonna need a scoreboard and your paper trimmer. That's it. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure my envelopes so I can cut my paper accordingly. So as I said, this one, the length is 6 3/8. So I'm gonna cut my paper to 6½, just to give me about 1/8 of an inch border on each side. And this way, the width is about 4½. So 4½ times 2, because it's gonna be a book. That's 9, and I'm gonna leave 1-inch gusset. I think it's called gusset. 1-inch spine. Let's call it a spine. It's easier for me. So that's gonna bring it to 10. I'm gonna give myself another 1/4. Just to be on the safe side. So I'm gonna cut my paper to 10¼ by 6½, and then I can trim what's extra. So I'm gonna bring my trimmer. And on the long side, I'm gonna cut my paper to 10¼ So you won't have much left there. And then on the shorter side, I'm gonna cut it to 6½. Okay. So you can use those later. Put that aside. The easiest way for me to do it is I'm gonna stick my envelope first, my first envelope. So you're gonna need to cut these flaps. We don't need them. You can do this with your paper trimmer. I just follow the line here. Okay. And I'm gonna do the same on this one, just to have it ready. Hope everyone's doing well. Finally, the sun came out today, which is pretty cool. Hopefully we've seen the last of the snow. Okay, so I don't need these. So I'm gonna take one of my envelopes, and I want the opening to face that way. I'm not even sure if you're in frame. Okay, so I'm gonna put my adhesive in here, and Let me move that. See, I said the sun came out and now the sun went back down, which makes it pretty dark. I should have not said anything. Okay, and I'm just gonna take my bone folder. Makes life easier. So I'm gonna just take one side of my double-sided tape and I use this technique even when I'm making cards. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of my tacky glue where I exposed my double-sided tape, only because it will give me room to move it around if this works. Yeah. And then just a little bit in the middle. Sometimes you have to fight with these bottles. Okay, so my opening is on this side, and I'm gonna just put my envelope down, and I'm making sure that I'm leaving about, as I said, 1/8 of an inch, maybe less, on each side. So now I can remove the tape, push it down. And I know this is not gonna go anywhere. So now that I have my first envelope, this is where I'm gonna bring my scoreboard. And I'm gonna put my envelope down. And I'm gonna score right next to my, the end of my envelope. So that way I can get a very precise score. And this is like I said, 110-pound paper, so you're gonna have to do this a couple of times. Okay, now I'm gonna bring this to a number where I can go 1 over. So I put it on the 5. Am I on the 5? Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the 6 and create my 1-inch spine. Just like that. And as you can see, I have a 1-inch spine. I'm gonna put this away for a minute. And now I'm gonna bring my second envelope, and now when I place it, I know that it's gonna be right at the spine. It's not gonna interfere when I fold it. So I'm gonna put tape on this one too. and my opening is on this side. So I'm gonna make sure it's right next to my score line. And putting that dab of glue helps you with placing your envelope. Okay, so again, I'm gonna remove this and press it down. And we have the perfect spine now. So as you can see, I have cut extra here. About, I'm a little over 1/8 of an inch. So I'm gonna go back and trim a little bit of that, because if I try to bring these two together, this is gonna be a little taller. So I'm just gonna go and trim it just a tiny bit. Just like that. And now I have equal amount on both sides. So we have our spine. It's nice and sturdy. Now we're gonna work on the inserts. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the two side inserts, and I have 2 pieces of 65-pound paper. I'm gonna take one at a time. So again, see, your envelope is about 6 3/8. So I'm gonna cut my paper to 6 1/4. So it can fit inside the envelope, because once you glue it down, it becomes a little shorter. And the width is 4 1/2. So this one, it's 11. So it's not gonna fit to the 3 folds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna score 4 3/8 and 8 7/8 to get to use the whole paper here, and then it will cover up until this opening. If you have a bigger paper, then use it, but that's all I have. So I'm gonna leave the 11 inches side the way it is, and on this side I'm gonna cut to 6 1/4. Where is my 6 1/4? And I'm gonna do that for both papers. So you have this left. That's one insert, and the other insert is 6 1/4 again. Some of these papers are not measured right, by the way. Okay, so I have 2 what's this? I have 2 11 by 6 1/4. So I'm gonna put this aside. Again, I'm gonna bring my scoreboard. So I'm gonna take one at a time. And like I said, I'm gonna score this at 4 3/8. And 3/8 is, so each line is 1/8. So it's the line after 1/4. So I'm gonna go 4 1/8 2 8 3/8. I'm gonna score 1, and then I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna score at 8 7/8, which is the line right before 9. So after the 3/4 is 7/8. Let me just hold this down. Okay, so we have one, And then this one we're gonna fold this way. So that's what you have. So I'm gonna do the same with this one. So the first one is gonna be 4 3/8. Oops. And 8 7/8. Okay. Again. Okay, I'm gonna put this aside, and we're gonna bring this envelope flip thing, and one is gonna go to this side here, and it's gonna open this way, and the second one, it's gonna go into this envelope here, and it's gonna open that way. So I'm not gluing it down yet because I guess I can leave it pink, but I'm gonna put a designer paper in there, so that's why I'm not gluing it down yet. Okay, so we're gonna do the flaps now, and you can, like I said, you can leave it like this if you want. You can put pockets if you don't want to do the flaps. I think it's called flaps. It's totally up to you. My paper is 4.5, so I'm gonna cut a little shorter than 4.5, so for me to be able to open it back and forth without it interfering with the corners. So 4.5. So I'm gonna need 4 3/8 width, and the height is totally up to you. I like it 3.5, so I'm gonna give about 1/4 inch of fold here because I'm gonna glue it down. So I'm gonna go 3 3/4. So 3 3/4 by 4 and I forgot now. 4 3/8. Okay, so I'm gonna cut 4 3/8, which is going to be 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. So that's the line after the quarter. So 4 that's like 2 lines after the 4 1/4. And like that. And I'm gonna cut 2 pockets, so 2 flaps at 3 3/4. I said 3 and that's 1. And 3 3/4, that's 2. Okay, put this aside again. I'm gonna bring my paper trimmer, and on the 3 3/4 side, I'm gonna score. You know what? I'm gonna score half. So I'm gonna score it at 3 1/4. Just like that. And I'm gonna do the same here. 3 1/4. So we did 1/2 inch fold. Okay. Put this aside again. And let's bring this here. Gonna open it. And we're gonna put 1. So it doesn't matter if you want to put it up this way, down this way. It's totally up to you. So I'm just gonna put glue here at the fold line. Okay, and I'm just gonna place this just like that. So I'm leaving about very tiny space from like the two sides. That way when I fold it, it's not gonna interfere. Okay, so we have one flap done. So this one we did down here, the other one we're gonna do up here. So let's put glue here again. So the good thing about tacky glue or wet glue, you can play with it until you have the right position and then just press on it for a second. And there you have your second flap. So bring this back. Okay, so I'm gonna show you so far. We open it like that. So we have one flap here and one flap here. So now all it's left is for us to do the decorative paper. Okay, so I took some pages from the book that I thought I might like to use. I'm not sure that I'm going to use all of it. I just wanted to have them ready. I also took a page that had these borders and I cut them apart just in case I'm going to use it. So I'm gonna work on my cover first. I'm gonna take these two out. And I'm gonna measure my cover. So it's about 6.5. And I want it a little shorter, so that's going to be 6 3/8. And the width is 4 and a little shorter than 4 3/8. So I'm going to go 4.5. So I'm going to cut two pieces the same size. So let's see what I want for my cover. I kind of like the floral. Okay, I might do this one. I love the shine. Okay. So I'm gonna need 2 4 3/8, which is 1. The 2 lines after the 4 1/4. So just making sure I have it right. And that's 1. I'm gonna cut another one. Okay. And now for the length, I want 6 3/8. So that's again the 2 line after the quarter. Let me just see. So something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna cut 6 3/8. Okay. We're gonna do the covers first. Okay. I have my cover. I'm gonna put a spine here, and again, because it was 1 inch, I'm gonna do it a little shorter, so it's gonna be probably 3/4 of an inch, and the length is going to be the same, 6 3/8. So let's see. Let me check my borders and see if I have something. I can put that. I can put that because it's the perfect size, or I can put these, which is pretty cute too. Oh, this is nice. Okay, I'm gonna put this. So I don't have to cut the width. I just want to cut the length to 6 3/8. So that's again the third 2 lines after the 6 1/4. Okay, let's see here, and I'm just gonna put glue. Okay, and we have our cover. So we're gonna work on the inside now. Okay, so now I'm gonna cover these two. so I can put them in the album and stick them down. So this one measures 2 1/8. So I'm gonna cut to 2.5 just to have a little extra, so when I tuck it in, it won't show the envelope opening. So the length is the same, it's 6 1/8. So I'm gonna need 6 1/8 by 2.5 twice. Okay, so 2.5. And if I go 6 1/8, that's gonna be too short, so I'm gonna have to cut another 2.5. And 6 1/8. So it's the 2 line before the 6 1/4. 6 1/8. Okay. So we're gonna bring these like that, and we're gonna glue these in. And I'm gonna put glue on this because that's longer, so I don't want the glue to seep out. Got glue here. Okay, that's one. And I'm gonna stick these in. And the easiest way for me to do it is I just hold this open and I put glue right there. Okay, so we are done with our mini album, and you can decorate this the way you want. There's your flaps. And then last minute I remembered I didn't put a piece of paper there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once I'm finished decorating, I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna do. I will come back and do a project share, but you have your base now, and you can, like I said, decorate it the way you want. I'm looking for the other one that I made. So as you can see, you can make it any style that you want. I like to leave the envelope part, but you can cover it if you don't want to see the envelope. All you have to do is take, I guess, a piece of your favorite cardstock. I'm trying to see, and just cover that. But I like the look of the envelope, plus it's a pocket for me. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you did, please give me thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, have an awesome day, you guys. Bye.